Here are 9 survival instincts that sabotage your modern life. Number 9. Tribal thinking. For most of human history, survival meant sticking with your tribe. Loyalty kept you fed, protected, and alive. But in the modern world, that same instinct quietly sabotages us. Tribal thinking is why political polarization runs so deep, why racism festers, and why internet echo chambers feel so comfortable. Your brain is wired to see outsiders as threats, not just people who disagree. That's why cancel culture and online dogpiles feel so natural. Your instincts tell you protecting the tribe matters more than hearing another perspective. The problem is, loyalty in today's world often means shutting down curiosity, empathy, and reason. What once kept you safe from rival clans now just keeps you trapped in bubbles. Tribal thinking feels like belonging, but it quietly turns differences into danger and disagreement into war. Number 8. Hyper-alert mode. Your ancestors survived by staying hyper-aware of danger, scanning the horizon for predators, rival tribes, or sudden threats. That instinct kept them alive. But today, the same wiring is stuck on overdrive. And instead of tigers in the grass, your brain scans for unread emails, social media comments, or that weird "we need to talk" text. The result? Your stress response fires all day long, flooding your body with cortisol for things that aren't actually life-threatening. It's why a passive-aggressive Slack message can spike your heart rate like a physical attack. Living in hyper-alert mode doesn't make you safer, it makes you exhausted, anxious, and less focused. The instinct that once saved lives now burns through your mental energy, leaving you jumpy over notifications instead of danger. Your brain hasn't updated. It still treats every ping like a predator. Number 7. Hoarding resources. In the past, hoarding was smart. If you found food, tools, or shelter, you held on to them because tomorrow they might not be there. That instinct kept our ancestors alive through famine and scarcity. But today, the same wiring backfires. Instead of saving your tribe, it makes you overeat at buffets, overspend during sales, and cling to clutter you'll never actually use. Your brain still whispers, "What if I need this later?" Even when it's a broken charger or jeans you haven't fit into in 10 years. Consumer culture exploits this perfectly. Limited editions, bulk deals, storage units full of just in case. What was once survival instinct is now anxiety dressed as preparedness. Hoarding feels safe, but in the modern world, it quietly drowns you in excess while convincing you you're being responsible. Number 6. Avoiding pain at all costs. For most of human history, pain was a red flag, injury, infection, or even death. Avoiding it was essential for survival. But in today's world, that same instinct often sabotages growth. Your brain still screams, "Run," when it senses discomfort, even if what you're facing is a tough workout, an honest conversation, or the sting of failure. The result? You dodge the very experiences that make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Modern life requires leaning into controlled discomfort, lifting weights to build muscle, struggling through practice to master a skill, admitting mistakes to grow relationships. But your ancient wiring doesn't know the difference between a life-threatening wound and a bruised ego. Pain once meant survival. Now, it often means progress. Yet your brain still tells you to flee, even when staying put is the only way forward. Number 5. Instant gratification urge. For your ancestors, seizing pleasure in the moment was smart. If you found food, comfort, or a chance to mate, you took it, because tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. That wiring helped them survive scarcity. But today, it's a trap. The same instinct drives impulse shopping, endless doom scrolling, binge eating, and the inability to wait for long-term rewards. Your brain's reward system is built for quick dopamine hits, not slow progress. That's why saving money, dieting, or sticking to a big project feels like torture. Your wiring screams for payoff now. The modern world knows this and exploits it with one-click purchases, autoplay videos, and instant delivery. What once ensured survival now erodes patience, discipline, and focus. Instant gratification feels natural, but it quietly robs you of long-term success. Number 4. Overeating because winter is coming. For thousands of years, survival meant eating as much as you could when food was available, because famine might be just around the corner. Your body learned to stockpile calories like gold. Fast forward to today, and that same instinct still fires, except now winter is just Netflix and Uber Eats. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a feast before famine and a family-sized bag of chips in front of the TV. It still rewards you for overeating, flooding you with dopamine for securing calories, even though you're not in danger of starving. The result? Extra weight, sluggish energy, and long-term health problems. Your survival instinct thinks it's protecting you, but really it's tricking you into eating for a famine that never comes. Evolution prepared you for scarcity. Modern life gave you abundance, and your wiring hasn't caught up. Number 3. Overthinking social interactions. Your ancestors lived in tight-knit tribes where belonging meant survival. If you upset the group, exile could literally kill you. So, your brain evolved to obsess over every glance, tone, and silence, scanning for signs you might be rejected. That wiring made sense when social missteps had life or death stakes. But today, an awkward pause in a conversation or a slow reply to a text isn't exile, yet your brain treats it like it is. That's why you replay conversations in your head, analyze emojis like they're hieroglyphics, and panic that a friend's short message means the relationship is collapsing. It's your survival instinct misfiring, confusing small social hiccups with threats to your place in the tribe. Overthinking feels like vigilance, but really, it's just your brain fighting battles that no longer exist. Number 2, fear of rejection. In the ancient world, rejection wasn't just embarrassing, it was fatal. If your tribe cast you out, your odds of survival plummeted. So the brain evolved to treat social acceptance as life or death. Fast forward to now, and that same wiring still fires. A coworker giving you side-eye, a friend leaving you on red, or a date not texting back can feel like an existential crisis. That fear of rejection pushes you into people-pleasing, over-apologizing, and shrinking yourself just to stay safe. But the danger isn't real anymore. Losing one connection doesn't mean exile in the wilderness. It just means one person wasn't your tribe. Yet your brain still equates disapproval with death, tricking you into silence and compliance. What once protected you now holds you back, keeping you small in a world where survival no longer depends on universal approval. Before the last one, I've got to ask, how many of these instincts are secretly running your life? Which should I cover next? Comment below, subscribe for more, and here's the final survival trap. Number 1, chasing status over happiness. For your ancestors, status wasn't about ego. It was survival. The hunter who brought back the biggest kill or the leader who commanded respect had better access to food, mates, and protection. Higher status meant safety, lower status meant risk. Fast forward to today, and that instinct hasn't gone anywhere. Your brain still craves status symbols, but now they show up as job titles, designer logos, follower counts, and likes. The problem is, chasing external validation rarely leads to lasting fulfillment. Every achievement feels good for a moment, but then the bar moves higher, and the cycle starts again. Meanwhile, the real sources of peace, meaningful relationships, rest, personal growth, get sidelined. What once kept you alive now keeps you on a treadmill of endless comparison. Chasing status feels natural, but in the modern world, it quietly trades your happiness for hollow rewards.